Yeah, let's just run through real quickly. There's been a changing of the guard on the Pro Tennis Tour. Novak Djokovic is one of the last of the Lions,
Mhm.
and he wins the French Open. He wins his 23rd Grand Slam, which now is the all-time greatest of any men on the tour. But there's a changing of the guard because there is no Rafael Nadal. There is no Roger Federer. Serena Williams has retired to motherhood.
Mhm.
Injuries have wiped out a lot of the great players on the women's side. So we're going through with a whole group of new people that are going to step forward. Maybe the next one's going to be Carlos Alcaraz, who got blown out in the semifinals by Djokovic. But there's a change in the guard. But Novak was, boy, he was determined he was going to win, and he was defiant of the people who booed him because not everybody likes him because of his public stance on vaccines and,
Mhm.
getting himself expelled from America and all that. So Djokovic wins in a real dominant fashion. The second one was the Canadian Open. What an unbelievable finish. Now, a lot of the big names did not play because they were prepping to come here to LA for the US Open that starts Thursday in Los Angeles. But two Canadians fought for it right at the bitter end. And Nick Taylor sank a 72-foot putt in the rain on the 18th to beat Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a spectacular day. And it was odd because on the 18th hole of regulation, Taylor bogeyed it, lost the lead, forcing playoff on the 18th,
Mhm.
playoff on the 18th, three playoff holes, and he finally won it. And to win it in rain, 72-foot putt from the next area code, being a Canadian, holy cow, they went absolutely crazy in Toronto. So, I mean, what a spectacular finish.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch that. And Fleetwood had the match in his hands, and he just melted down at the very end. I mean, I think he was lucky to kind of hang around as long as he did in the playoff. But yeah, what an incredible putt to finish.
Soccer. Manchester City wins what they call the treble, which is the triple crown of soccer. They beat Inter Milan. They really stuffed them to win the Champions League. The Champions League is kind of like the Olympics. They have the Champions League in soccer, they have the Champions League in rugby, they have the Champions League in hockey in Europe, in which you take the champion from every country and they play off against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Manchester City finishing what they call the treble because they had won the English Premier League crown already, and they won the FA Cup already, and they did this. And it's only the second time an English team, Manchester United was the one decades ago, to win the treble. And Pep Guardiola is the brilliant coach.
Mm-hmm.
They were the home of the record-setting goal scorer, the Norwegian Erling Haaland. Now they got a problem because Guardiola has just kind of indicated he might be willing to step aside a year or so from now. He wants to be a coach manager of one of the World Cup sides, and he's going to get a lot of offers once he decides to leave Manchester City. But what a spectacular season for City to win the triple crown, if you will, of professional soccer. It's hardly ever been done before. I think Barcelona did it. I think that Bayern Munich has won it a couple times. Manchester United has won it once, and now City. So we're headed to the big thing, which is free agency in soccer. Going to be so many guys that might potentially move within the next month because the free agent window that they call the transfer portal is going to open in soccer. But how about Manchester City? What a side! What a great team they become.
Yeah, that's a huge moment for that team, for that organization. They flirted with it last year, if I recall. But wow, to close that out, that's fabulous. I saw this show was like on ESPN or HBO, and it was a documentary about Man City, and it took place, I think, like in 2019 or so. Great program, and that Coach Pep is something. He's special.
He really is. Last topic on the table. This is really sad. This is bad. This is probably the end of his career. Javier Hernandez, a.k.a. Chicharito from Mexico, severely torn ligament in his knee, playing for the LA Galaxy. Didn't get hit, didn't collide with anybody, just planted and his knee buckled. And he's completely torn the ligament. Massive reconstructive surgery coming. He's age 35. Don't know if he'll ever play again. And that's sad because he was supposed to be the next great superstar to come out of Mexico to play for El Tri. didn't work out, and then he went to the Galaxy, and he had a good year and a half. He's just not been the same explosive goal scorer you would have thought, but just kind of a real bad ending to good career. Did not evolve into a great career. It's too bad. And he's age 35.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you the funniest things, the weirdest things can happen. My daughter blew out her ACL on a basketball court, just made a cut, and that's all it took. And yeah, so it's tragic.
Yeah. So we got a lot. Tell you what, looking forward to soccer. We're going to talk more soccer because the transfer window is about to open, and there are a collection of big names, notably from the English Premier League, that might be moving teams. So if you're a soccer fan, you stay with us. It'd be an awful lot to report. Okay, let's